We are recording. Kit and I have been having an awesome discussion about the RHOC marketplace and what else did we talk about?
Yeah, we have to be market makers, and you too.
Yeah, and I think I'll show the screen at Ether Delta. And we can see the, oh, my order was filled. How fast was that? I just put that order in right before you came online, Kit.
So
my trades, holy mackerel.
that was a sell.
I sold rocks, lots of rocks. I guess I put them in too cheap, huh? But you see, this is the way we're supporting people who are earning rocks. Okay, and we have to create a market so that they can buy them. So I guess I have plenty of rocks so I can sell them. Wait a second. I had 7. This is how many I had before the trade. How could that be? So I had 3 buys. This doesn't, I can't figure this out. I'm terrible with numbers, absolutely terrible. I failed arithmetic. It wasn't until we got to algebra that I switched to straight A's. Everything. I did better in everything up. Through linear algebra and differential equations, where I only had to do the extra credit. I didn't have to do the homework.
All right. But with algebra, it all fell into place, huh?
With numbers, I'm totally useless. I have to figure out my times tables still. So that's the RHOC today, and I have to, so I'm gonna put in another I'm gonna put in another sell order. Wait a second. I don't get it, but I'm going to sell it anyway. Because I still have the 7,000 in my account. It's like I never made this, and yet 3 orders went through. You do not have enough RHOC. Okay, so these numbers are wrong. So I'm going to do a shift reload of the page, which you have to do fairly often on Ether Delta.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
It can really mess you up sometimes when you think it's up to date.
And the other thing is, you have to be sure that you signed into your MetaMask, or it tells you you haven't selected an account or something like that.
You have to be on MetaMask. Okay.
I have a feeling I used this before I was MetaMask. MetaMask works everywhere. It intercepts the calls, the Web3 calls, so that it takes, however the website was programmed to do it, it doesn't matter. It does it with MetaMask if they use Web3.
Right.
So it's beautiful. MetaMask works everywhere. Everybody has to go to metamask.io and install the Chrome plugin. Firefox has not approved their app yet.
Yeah,
I met the guys doing MetaMask at IIW. It was awesome, and I don't remember their names. I also met the Uport guys.
Newport?
Uport, the Ethereum identity.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So now the numbers are correct. So I have to deposit some rock. We've got plenty of rock to deposit. So let me, just for now, I'll put in 50,000. Deposit. MetaMask, I love you. Your keys are kept in the browser, so they never go. Your keys never go outside your machine.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll accept that. And it's confirming. Oh, I got to accept it again. But I did. Okay, I created a process. I can click on links. I can look at the transaction history here, see that. And I can look here to see if I received any of the RHOC yet, and I didn't. And
Reload.
with Ethereum, you have to give it a minute. You're not going to do it right away.
It's not quite instant. Yeah, last month I saw a presentation, well, a talk actually from one of the MetaMask developers. I'll think of her name in a second. But, very friendly, relaxed girl. And it was, what, confidence inspiring. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Chrome because I don't trust it, so I wish they would get a Firefox.
Yeah, well, beat up those Firefox guys. I don't, I'm wondering why they are not letting us use this great tool. I mean, talking to those guys, it's not like they're saying, well, you've got to change this or you've got to fix this. They're just saying it takes time to get.
Yeah, I'll give a nudge to a friend of mine on the Firefox team. I mean, I think he's working with different stuff actually, but maybe he can put a push in for it.
Yeah. Okay. And this is on topic because we need identity. As part of identity is the wallet and the UPort identity. The Ethereum identity is very important because we have our RHOCs there, we have our Divi there, we'll have our other coins there with Giveth.io. Have you seen that campaign, the campaign form on Giveth had out? The campaign deployer. Okay.
Deployer, okay.
I don't know what this is exactly. It's netify.com. So I guess it's a tool that you can use to expose shit. Netify. Check that out. But because I'm running MetaMask, it filled in my addresses that I have selected. And if I change accounts and reload the page, I'll get a different account here.
Okay.
So, and it did this without revealing any of this off the computer. So it figured out other things like what net I'm on. And right now I'm on the main Ethereum net. The instructions here say, be sure you have it set to live. But they haven't really released this yet. And they only want you to test it on testnet. You should change the instruction. So I have to go to Robson testnet. And then I do a shift reload. Oh, what account is doing it? Oh, it doesn't matter what account. I think I have. Oops, I killed it. Oh, it wants me to authenticate again. Because I switched networks. Okay. And it's cool. To get testnet ether, you just hit the buy button here. And you click on the faucet and you get an ETH. What could be sweeter than that? Free money.
Free money, indeed.
Okay. Oh, I have to hit it here. And I think I just collected another one. But donate to faucet. I'm not going to donate an ether yet.
Well, yeah.
I don't know why they don't have buttons for smaller amounts, but
Aren't you donating dummy ether?
no, they mine the ether and giving it to me for free for testnet.
Okay, well, it's test ether, right?
Yeah. So I should give them an ether. I hate to part with ether. We'll let the rich guys do that. Of course, I'm rich with rocks right now. Let's see. Retired, fixed income. I'm not an investor. Although I belong to an investment club, and the Digital Life Collective, but the dues are cheap. It's not a real investment. Right. And we should donate through the club. Okay, the club giving an ether is no big shit. So back to our Give It campaign. We have to do a shift reload. I'll just do it again just to make sure. And we want to create a yo-yo token. And the symbol is yo. And the campaign name is Save the Yo-Yos. Boy, oh boy, I can't type. And the campaign description. We love yo-yos. Campaign URL. Throw that in there. And we don't have any extras. So we run the deployment. Boom. Okay, we create a token for our campaign that people can buy. We can create a market for it. I think selling the yo-yos is a good cause. I'm going to donate. Make a market. This hasn't worked for me before.
Yeah.
But I'm going to copy and paste everything, all the choices here, and you know, direct message it to the guy who's working on this, and forget who it is. It's in the Giveth Slack. I think it's Jay Steele. Jay Steele is the guy that gets the reports here.
Okay.
This is where Griff and Jordy are superstars, and they created the mini-me token, which is a token out of my dreams. It was exactly what I wanted to do, but didn't have, you know, I'm not an Ethereum superstar. I couldn't do it.
Right.
So I love it. I love it. I love it. So I pushed the button. I hit deploy token, and I don't see anything spinning here. So it didn't work. And if there was an error message, I missed it. Because the error messages go away.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
I'm going to run deployment again, and then I'm going to rush to the top of the screen. Ah, there was the error.
There was a short error message. Okay. That's not handy.
This may not be ready for prime time.
Yeah.
But they have, you can manually make these contracts yourself. You just have to be a little organized, which I'm not, but I get it. I know how that, I could help somebody else do it.
Right.
Wonderful contracts, and I have to read them because they're so well written. Okay, they're a beacon for the rest of us.
Is there a way to view source?
Yeah,
But the contract source, I mean, not the HTML.
Yeah, the contract source, right? Contracts, and you got to watch Griff Green's video. You gotta.
Okay, it's on my list.
Jordy's the real wizard with Ethereum, but Griff, you can't beat Griff anyway. I mean, he's just awesome. He's came to a couple of Divi meetings, or a scenario, I guess.
Sorry, say that again.
Griff, both Griff and Jordy came to meetings when we, scenario meetings.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
I mean, we invited them in because they had, Jordy presented his liquid democracy.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, both Griff and Jordy said, hey, we'll help you guys. We just have to ask for their help. And in essence, they have delivered everything we want, insofar as they have completed development. And the roadmap is what we want. And so we have no reason not to join with them in doubly linked circles to create our sociocracy.
Right.
And the collective intelligence.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, and Digital Life moved to Mattermost yesterday, which I like better than Slack. The only thing, real problem is, and I have to, and we can fix that, I presume, is it doesn't, I haven't figured out how to do reactions. And obviously you can do reactions because Christina reacted to this.
Uh-huh.
But when I click here on the choices, I don't have a choice to react. So how does she react? Weird. So on our periodic table, I figure out where I want to go, and I want to go to community. We're going to change the collective, and I'm going to go to the meta chat. And I'm going to say, I can't figure out how to react with emotions in mattermost. What's an emo? What do you call those things?
Emojis.
That thing this morning. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be doing this now.
Whatever.
If I don't do things when they come up, I never do them.
Right. Understood.
So we'll take one more. Oh, you were watching that screen. You were stuck here. Sorry.
That's okay.
So I'm going to run this one more time. I'm going to go up here, and I missed it already. I guess he knows about the problem. I will assume. But the basic thing is that it deploys what in essence is a DAO. Okay, it's a shell of a DAO.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't do much, but it has a token. And it has a flexible token. You can clone it. You can change its behavior. Okay, you can make the rules. And so it's, they call it a distributed, decentralized charitable organization.
Okay.
And I consider RChain and the others charitable. Although the RHOCs will never be mini-me tokens. But that's not a real big handicap.
Okay. Well, I noticed that a lot of the, what shall you say, the core people, they're not so interested in RHOCs and they keep talking about revs. But the revs are at least a year away, according to Ed.
Right.
So that's probably optimistic.
Yeah, well, there needs to be a market now. People getting paid in RHOCs have to be able to cash them in. Some people, we want people who want to keep the RHOCs and get revs.
Right.
Those are the people that the RHOCs are really valuable to.
Yeah.
The people that need to buy bread to feed their RChain habit, there needs to be a market, and there's no reason it can't be if there's they're not talking about having further sales at this point, but the fact is that the community earning RHOCs gets empowered by the market. Okay, so if we want to do something, we don't need permission from the co-op. We can just sell some RHOC.
Some of your own RHOCs.
Or our club. Or our, cooperative.
Or the DAO?
Right, the DAO. which
Good.
is just not organized yet.
Yeah, okay, but
Doesn't
I
have it.
actually, yeah, I'm planning to respond to that. Kendall sent me a nudge, and I've been busy and haven't been able to respond. But he sent me a link to that DAO document or DAO
Yeah,
brainstorm.
well, I haven't, unfortunately, I haven't updated documents, and I can't trust. I know Ken gets the vision, but he's still in the halfway. He has one foot in the old paradigm somehow.
Okay.
So I don't know if his notion of the Tao is exactly the same as mine. Mine has no top. Right. I'm not sure his does. It doesn't.
Okay. Well, I think it's a different flavor, huh?
Well, it's one of the Taos that is in the sociocracy.
Right.
Sociocracy itself is the Tao.
Right. Okay.
And it has no top.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the coin that's called Byte Ball?
Yeah, I've looked at it a few times. You have to refresh me though. I forget. I see so many great things every week, and I forget them next week.
Okay, well, it has an interesting underlying technology because it's a different kind of blockchain. They're using a directed acyclic graph. But what's interesting right now in terms of this discussion is the distribution, where they mined everything and now they're giving them away because the founder believes in Metcalfe's law that the amount of users is equal, the market cap is equal to the square of the amount of users. So he's been giving them away for free, and I and a number of other people have been participating, and it's working like really well. It's becoming steadily more popular, and the price is going like this, and they just got into Bittrex and the price went like this. I think we should try to come up with something not exactly the same, but something similar that gets RHOCs out there at a steady rate.
Well, yeah. I mean, we want it to be exponential, clearly.
Linear is fine too, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, right. I guess I'm thinking of the exposure being exponential, resulting in linear growth.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And yeah, one other detail, I'll paste it into the chat, but there's a blockchain.
What is it? What is it? Byteball?
Byteball.org. So they do a distribution once a month on the full moon.
Yeah, I thought I signed up for that.
Yeah, it's literally free money. I mean, I can't believe how much money I have now because I participated, and the price, they measure the price, you have bytes, and they measure the price in gigabytes, and a gigabyte is like $240 right now. And I have lots of gigabytes, and they're all free.
Two of three. Okay, so I have this. I have 100,000 bytes. I don't get this. I mean, this wallet doesn't work. Oh, I got to. Didn't I install it?
Yeah, it could be there's something wrong with the linking.
I thought I installed it.
Yeah. But it's an interesting model for popularizing a coin, you could say.
Yeah, well, I think, I think that our clubs are, I mean, we can participate in white ball. What happened to it? Did I execute it? Where is it? Oh, I gotta give them access, trust them with the security of my machine, huh? I wonder if this has been subverted.
Yeah, it could be you need to update too. They update fairly regularly.
Yeah, no, apparently I never installed it. I don't know why. I guess I got distracted.
Ah, okay. Well, there's lots of things to get distracted about. And here's another one. Yesterday, there was a meetup here in Rotterdam, and it was sponsored by a new blockchain initiative. And a lot of the people in Rotterdam invested in the ICO. And I pasted their address in the chat just for your information. But they're based in Lichtenstein, and Lichtenstein has very lax tax laws. And so they're basically charging ahead, offering bounties for development. And yeah, they're making progress. And yesterday, of course, they were quite popular because the bar at the meetup was sponsored by Eternity. And it was a busy meetup. And they're somewhat, I think, in the same, what would you call it? Big data blockchain space that RChain is aiming at. So we should keep an eye on them for that reason also. But the most interesting thing is their bounty page, but I seem to have lost the link to it or something. I'll find it and send it to you. It's another distraction, but it's something that we should keep in mind.
Yeah, well, I've got to create the altcoin circle in the investment club, and really forward this information on to them because it's not my primary interest. I'm responsible. I feel responsible to help make markets, and I think this bite ball thing is an experiment that we should be participating in. I think it's a really excellent use case of the value of creating an altcoin. And on the other hand, in terms of the white ball ledger, I see that as a great thing, except for the architecture that we're developing, we need to interface with Sovereign, which has its own distributed ledger, Plenum.
Yeah.
And so for this functionality that Byteball offers, I would prefer using Plenum. But if people want to use Byteball, it's no skin off my back, as long as we have an easy way of converting the currencies, which is the DiviDAO token service that that Jeff is designing, but we're working on mostly, but Jeff's been having health issues.
Yeah, the Byteball technology, I don't know, it's interesting, but I think the distribution model is the main point right now, and later I noticed you changed the title to interoperable, and that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to interoperate with other coins and chains.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you've looked at the Oasis DEX. It does, atomic trades on the blockchain, so you don't need an exchange.
Oasis DEX?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I got 0 bytes. Oh, syncing.
Okay, well, if you just installed it, that'll take a couple hours.
Yeah, I don't like it. although, I mean, a distributed ledger that's, has a linked structure and proof of stake is almost instantaneous and infinitely scalable. Okay, if you and I agree on a transaction and witnesses we trust confirm it,
Right.
okay, it's done.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, it'll only be confirmed more and more from then on because we agreed with the confirmation of some common trust.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because it solves the consensus and decentralization problem in a different way without requiring proof of work or proof of stake. So, but again,
Yeah.
it's interesting, but I'm not advocating it for an RChain project, except as something to interoperate with, perhaps.
Yeah, well, Sovereign is, the identity network, the standard identity, that gives you proof of claims through third parties. Okay,
Right.
Sovereign is the outcome of the work of the IIW that supports the standards for interoperability and strong pseudo-anonymous identity. Sovereign Foundation is more from the top down, but the tools are open source.
Right.
And we'll use them top down within RChain and within Divi and within Giveth, whatever, within Digilife. Okay, because, in creating the identity for RChain, the contract I don't know why I still see this. Oh, I went the wrong one.
Are you looking at the documents?
I'm looking at the contract.
Ah, okay.
Membership identity. Okay, which is just a prototype. Program simply. The latest updates I haven't committed yet. I'm a really bad boy. But this is a use case that we developed initially, which has since changed somewhat.
It's in GitHub?
It's in GitHub, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. It has the extension SOC or something?
SOL.
SOL, okay. Yeah, I came across it.
Okay. You understand the use case?
No, I just briefly looked at it.
Yeah. Okay, the idea is, and since the use case is changing, I'm not going to go through this exactly, but the basic use case is that someone comes, someone pays for a membership in RChain, and in doing so, they verified an email address because we sent them a member ID.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and they built, they executed a thing here. They paid 1 ether here, but I think I have a method down here to change the number of ether. And they give that ID hash. So basically what it does, and I can show you, if I can remember what it's called.
Is this also the use case in the membership agreement, which is based on that REI co-op, where members get a rebate for how much they spent every year?
No, this has nothing to do with this. This just has to do with the know your customer.
Okay.
Collecting factors that RChain has verified.
Okay. Because that operates on the basis of a member ID also, so I thought maybe they were connected.
Yes, yes. The information they give when they apply for membership is hashed, and that is their ID. Okay. Forever.
Right. Even if the information changes.
Even if the information changes. Okay. The idea. This proves that this is the person who registered with the co-op.
Right.
Well, that's the identity. I mean, if you can make the hash again to prove that that's the right information that they registered with.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So we spreadsheets. Search. This is, I don't know why I can't find this. I should bookmark it. Okay, so this is not public information. I have a little bit of problem showing it here.
Okay, don't show it.
Shucks, it would be so nice to show it. But basically, when a person fills in a membership form, it fills out the Google document fills in a row in the spreadsheet, which all the information.
Yeah.
Then we have another sheet that does a hash of that whole row of information to come up with a number.
Yeah. I've probably seen those sheets, but don't show it to me.
Okay. And those are the hashes that are emailed to the user. Okay. And the use case was they were going to be sent to them by postal mail.
Okay.
Okay, we were going to use a card sending service API to send by regular mail to these people the code, and then it was decided to use it to verify their email address, and send it to them in email. I mean, it could be done either way, but it has to. change. So, so one way or another, you send it to verify factors about the individual.
Right.
So basically, we're creating a membership identity registry. We have two events, and the events simply put stuff on the log. We can put stuff on the log if we put it on the blockchain. It costs, and whereas if we put it on the log, it's basically free. Anybody can read the public log. Okay, so we monitor the log for events.
Okay.
That's how we drive our process, process orchestration.
We could also use a private blockchain for testing.
Well, we could, but we can use testnet. So
that's true. Easy. That would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Even better.
And I mean, if we're gonna, I wanted to show you this, but we might as well do it for real. We'll go to Remix. Remix.ethereum.org. Okay, and now we can see we have the contract already loaded here. This is an IDE for Solidity that runs on the web and runs it with MetaMask. So I can choose. Where do they change interfaces? I guess I set in MetaMask where what is this transaction I'm confirming? This is 1 ETH. Oh, this is the 1 ETH I'm sending to the, I guess I clicked on that. I didn't see it pop up. I'm going to reject that for now. We'll support them. We will support them. They're getting enough support now. A lot of people aren't. Okay, so I have 5 ETH here in this account, but I want to. Oh, I'm on Lobson Testnet. That's where I want to be. So this is fine. Oh yeah, I don't need to use this at all. Okay, because I can use a JavaScript VM and not use any blockchain at all to debug this contract. It's awesome. So I can debug this right in my browser with the JavaScript VM. No blockchain.
Okay.
Okay, so we can create a contract, and it compiled it automatically. We have the automatic compilation set, and we're set up, and now all the methods have been compiled here, and I can see that the wallet is set to 0 here. Okay, this is where the money goes. If we send it to 0, we throw it away, we burn it.
Okay.
We don't want to do that. Um,
Actually, I have a question about the BYOD document, specifically the general task template in the continuous development project cycle template.
you want to share your screen?
Sure, I can share my screen. Hang on a sec. Okay, let me get my annotation tool working. So I basically have questions about this. We'll start with my color here. And I noticed all this red stuff in here, and there's links everywhere to other documents in other folders, and some of them seem to go back to scenario, and I'm not sure if they're still current. And what I would like to do before this whole document becomes public is I would like to, what's the word, clean it up to references to scenario. So for instance, I noticed that somewhere there's a link to a tensions folder. And if I go to that folder, I find a nice white paper written by you and Ken. But it talks about scenario as opposed to RChain or something.
Well, you know, I think the history is important in the scenario. I mean, it's the same team.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think we lost a lot of people.
Well, we, you know, sure, we lost a lot of people, but the, it's not how we really lost them. I mean, I let you take the names out, but it's not because I don't think those people won't get involved again.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping they will also.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, GDocs keeps the history anyway. I would say if you don't see a value in it, take it out. I mean, just because it says scenario, I mean, you may want to put a note in it, you know, that scenario is no longer active.
Maybe I'll do that.
This activity has moved to RChain.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that because I'm thinking. I mean, well, if the future team is all old scenario people, then it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be confused by references to scenario.
No, the new people won't know. So, you know, that is a confusion that can come up, and but you know, it's if you want to see an active example of our processes, that was before the split with scenario. Okay, in other words, this is what it's like for the system to work.
Yeah, yeah, it looks really good actually. What was going on before the split? It's really a shame that it all got brought to a standstill.
Well, I'm still, like I said, I'm still dealing with a lot of the people in other communities. So
okay.
they're still in our sociocracy, and they're still, and identity is still a major priority for them.
Okay. To build stuff, we're going to need developers.
Right. Which is brings us back to the noob school, which a lot of people, well, not the noob school so much, but Divi University, which people have contributed to organizing, but aren't participating. And if you ask them, they'll say, yes, they want to participate in the organization, but they don't show up on the Thursday night meeting.
Right. Takes time.
But if you watch Griff Green's video, you'll say, if you want to make, if you want to learn something today, learn Solidity, because people who know Solidities are making $1 million a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very much in demand. Yeah.
So, that sort of brings us back to reviewing the contract. We'll try not to spend too much time on that. I don't know how much time you have today.
Well, actually, I want to sign off because I need to do some shopping stuff before the stores close. So I was planning to wrap it up, but I'm not a coder anyway, remember?
It's unfortunate we didn't get much work done on identity this morning, but I give you freedom to go in and make the changes that you feel are necessary, and I think that your involvement here can make the difference, and
well, we'll see.
I think we're going to get other help soon. I mean, Plant Eater has been involved in some stuff, but she's a dynamo when she gets going. And,
okay.
We want to see her, and she wants to be active in this. And the thing is, people want to learn. People do want to learn. And if we're going to pay them to learn, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's just a matter of presenting it. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it would be really good if we could get the membership logistics all worked out, because then we could start feeding people into projects like this one quite easily.
Right.
So that's happening in parallel. What I'll do is I'll do some editing on this document and get rid of the red stuff. I'll probably just turn it black or something, and maybe I'll make some notes about scenario here or there.
Now, the other thing you can do is just do a strike through.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, in Google Docs that works. That's right. It's I was more wondering about the docs that these links go to, and I think I should just leave them alone and maybe comment.
If you look at them while you're there, you might as well put in a note, right?
Okay, then I'll put in a note with a suggestion. I mean, it's either that or annotate the link, but it's already kind of busy, so maybe it's better to do the suggestion. Okay.
This is an example of how it was used in scenario.
Yeah.
That's a disclaimer at the top.
Okay, actually, let me, I'll,
we don't want to confuse them with active documents.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll do that, and then I'll let you know that we're there, and hopefully we can start making some noise about this project in the community. Then he created an epic about it, but
I am at fault for not participating more in the. I don't think I participated in the thread at all, and I asked HJ to, in essence, create the identity circle, and
good. No, it's fine.
And you know, and you're carrying the ball on it.
No, that's fine. That's I think we should just let it roll like that. You're doing enough things. So let some other people roll the ball a bit and see what happens.
Okay, well, you know, what I had in mind for today was to run the glue server, which is for OpenID.
Okay.
And, you know, OpenID is supported by most of the tools we use. It gives us a single sign-on for the community. And we can bring your own ID together, the Ethereum and the OpenID.
OpenID,
And then the membership and the OpenID are proven on the blockchain. But they're not exposed, they're just proven.
Just proven. Sounds good. Yeah, I figured OpenID would be the likely candidate.
Yeah, well, the other thing is the solid server. You know, the solid server is a better choice in some respects than the glue server. The glue server is the only one that supports the UMA standard, which is the IIW standard for user managed authorization,
Right.
which is what puts you in control. Okay, now, Digital Life Collective is looking at creating this DRM system where you give the terms to the service providers rather than the service you accepting their terms.
Yeah.
They have to pay your.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they have no liability for how they use it because you gave them permission.
Right.
They're not responsible for it. You know, UMA is the heart of that, and UMA, unlike the other standards IIW has put out, the OpenID, the OpenID Connect, the OAuth 2, UMA has not yet gotten acceptance, and you know, there aren't products.
Okay.
There aren't UMA out there except glue-based. People are using glue.
Glue. Okay.
That gluu.org.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
That's the server we're running for BYOD primarily. But I also want to try Solid, which recently got good OpenID provider and client support. I haven't tried it lately.
Okay.
I had problems with it when I tried. It was hard to use, and that's the main thing with these things is that they're not easy for somebody to install and use. You know, WebID is a great standard that I want to relate to our universal ID. WebID is what makes the whole web your database.
Right.
Okay. It's you know, really powerful, and it's the solid server gives you a permissioned web data store that you control.
And Solid is a server for which?
It's a permissioned web server. It's a project out of MIT led by Tim Berners-Lee.
A permissioned web server. Okay.
So I could give you a demo. I think we have a demo on tape somewhere. There's great stuff there. They have applications that do blog-like things, and annotations of things. The Dalkey app, it's awesome. Okay, you can edit it's like it like has GitHub built in. Anybody can edit anything and save a copy to their local solid server.
Right.
And the beauty of it is that when you hit the print button, it generates proper print citations of all the URLs in the document.
Okay.
So you can publish right from it, and it's your own thing. It's running mostly in your browser and with your solid server. It's like you're not using the service someplace else.
Right. Okay. I need to sign off.
All right.
You need to have breakfast.
Yeah, I do.
Then yeah, we'll be in touch through one channel or another in the next days about the developments. Okay.
All right, Guy. Thanks, kid. I really love what you're doing. I think it's wonderful.
Thanks. Well, I'm enjoying the collaboration. So.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Ciao.